a beautiful Saturday morning, and I think it's time for another episode, This and That with Lovey. And one of the things that people do in their spare time is they collect stuff. Well, some of the stuff that people collect is really strange, but there's a lot of people that collect one specific item, and that's license plates. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about license plates today. I have a few in my collection. I'm sure everybody's got a few. And then we want to go on to something really unique when it comes to license plates. So it's time to get started. This and That with Lovey and license plates. Okay, here's a little bit of my oddball collection of license plates. I got 100, a couple hundred more. I got all kinds of them, but I thought I'd put a little bit of them out to show you what the varieties are. And they came in all different sizes and all different colors and all different shapes for most part. Now here's a set of, this is a pair of plates. This would be 11 county, plate number 647 from Nebraska, 1938, made out of steel. Really a nice set of plates right here. This one happens to be a little older style, a lot longer, not quite as tall. This is from 1938. This is the Minnesota plate. Not too bad a shape. Missouri plate from 1948. Just regular plates, but still some nice examples to collect. Here's one a little bit different. It's not all that old, over 50 years old obviously. Minnesota plate, land, 10,000 lakes. The unique thing about this 56 plate is they didn't make one for 1957, so what they did is they added this little piece of metal in here that would indicate that you paid your taxes and so forth and paid for your plate in 1957. You might get some specialty plates. Here's ones made out of aluminum for the Centennial, Minnesota Centennial, 1849 to 1949. It's a 100-year anniversary. And I've got quite a few here. I got 3 of them. There's a set right here. And they're made a little different style, like corrugated aluminum, but they come in a couple colors. This one's black. This one happens to be a red. And of course, we got some political plates. This one here, Benson, elect Benson governor. I believe he's running for governor of Minnesota. And, put it on your car. Maybe you can get a vote or two. 1968 presidential campaign. George Wallace ran for president. And this is a kind of a commemorative plate for that particular instance. And young George Wallace right here. So a lot of people collect political plates. You might collect one like this one. This one is a plate topper. Basically it would go on top of a regular plate. And you ride around, of course, people could see your support. Later on they put bumper stickers on. This one happens to be a Truman presidential plate topper. And obviously we know Truman, what his politics were. And of course, this would have been with a particular state auditor general and state treasurer. We got some more of these toppers. This one here is presidential. Win with Wendell Willkie, I guess. So I got all kinds of stuff here. Here's some more Willkie ones. This one happens to be a local one. 100 years, a centennial for Clarinda, Iowa. And I think they had Glenn Miller was the big man that was born in Clarinda, and they issued this plate in 1953, so it's an old plate. I don't know how many they made. They probably made, 10,000 or whatever these plates, but to have one, it's a little bit unusual. So that's a little bit of idea, a little bit of thought on license plates. One of the more popular areas of license plates, and people collect license plates in certain areas where they live, states, so forth. But one of the more popular ones is political. Someone will be running for a political office and they'll put out a license plate. People will collect it. It could be a governor. It could be, President of the United States, and they'll have some license plates, like advertising, say, I'm running for President of the United States. Well, once the election's over, there's another type of plate that's put out. It started in 1933, and it's presidential inaugural plates. And originally, they would have been made for, the vehicles of politicians and people associated with the campaign. And obviously, the president in the motorcade for the parade would have a presidential plate, usually number one, at least initially were number one. Started in 1933 with Roosevelt, and it continued every year since then, except during one of the years in World War II. So we're going to look at one particular one, and that's a license plate from the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan. Here they are. The plates were issued in pairs, and they usually came a lot of times with a certificate or whatever, said who got the plate and so forth. But here's plate number one, Ronald Reagan's plate, we think. And the interesting aspect of it is there's only one really set of plates around from 1981, and that's in the Reagan Museum. Well, this is plate number one that would have been issued for the parade in 1985. And so what we're going to do is we're going to trail this a little bit. We're going to send this plate to auction, and we're going to follow it all the way through auction and see whether people believe this is Reagan's real plate number one and what they might be willing to spend for it.